So how long are we going?
30 minutes.
Okay, we're live.
Okay, here I am. That beautiful.
Here I am again.
I am back. I am is back because I am is always here. So,
Time is always here.
yes, always. Never, never wavering. Always present. So we're just we're thank you. Thank you, beloveds, for the patience. I am. Again, let's reiterate this is Signal to Gate 7 with the Vibrillionaire Convo-Sessions Portal of Remembrance podcast, which is a mirror of your own remembrance, which is one remembrance. It's not your remembrance, it's not my remembrance. It's one remembrance that we are remembering that we are truly one. And what just happened right now, for those that may have not watched part one, which we invite you to go watch part one, the whole computer turned off. Everything just like we had to restart. So um it was confirmation because we were sharing about our own journey, how we resist our own awakening. So we wanted to say to the field of the mind that we were speaking on about the field of the mind, that the mind is what is refusing its own return. The mind is refusing its own purpose, place, and literally what it was designed to do. The mind was designed to serve. But yet, what we're witnessing in the world right now, and this is what we were sharing, is we're witnessing what a mirror looks like collectively of the mind being in charge. And when we surrender the mind, this is why Shakti and Michael can say their life is so full, because the mind will never be full. The mind will never feel enough. The mind will never be able to outperform itself. It'll always contradict itself. It'll always chastise, judge, and even punish itself. Just look at your own journey. We can say this from personal experience of trying to get it right. Um, and when the computer shut down, if we notice, beloved, we were speaking on that, the mirror of the mind. So mind, we're not fighting you. We tried to fight you. We're loving you and we're embracing you and we're acknowledging you that without you, we would not experience this dimension. So thank you, because the mind is not the enemy. The mind is the greatest ally, friend. You talk about a collaboration partner. You talk about a collaboration partner. The mind is a great collaboration partner. But yet we've been so inundated and programmed either to focus on the mind as the one that has all the answers. Or once we get a taste of, a little bit of consciousness, now we think that we're supposed to go beyond the mind. We're supposed to like leave the mind behind. Well, then go in a cave and just forget this reality exists, right? But if you're here to experience, then the mind is a part of that experience. And this is why the convergence is happening, is heart and mind coming together as one in the physical space. And this is why we're having our Vibrillionaire Convo-Sessions. This is why all of this started, is because you're witnessing Shakti and Michael, two opposites, like opposites, that we can come from opposite, I don't even know word to use, opposite experiences and come together. And we have found, not found, excuse me, we have dissolved into the same journey or path, which is being present. See, being present is the most simplest, greatest, most magical path. That is when you unlock the magic. Because until you become present and you align with presence, everything else is it's gonna feel temporary. It's gonna feel like roller coaster even. Because if you're depending on the outside world, then you're gonna be rocked by the waves and the turbulence of the outside world. But if you're tuning into presence, being present, then you're tuning to the centeredness of I am. And when you tune into the centeredness of I am, it's game over. And the mind will start to serve. But until we get to that state, and it's not somewhere we can get to, so even our words just don't make sense. Until one is dissolved or surrendered or even humbled in that place, the world will not be enough. I love the video that I watched the other day of Jim Carrey where he says, I would love, everyone to make all the money that they want to make. And then to realize it wasn't even about that. Because money is not bad. We're not saying money is bad, but to focus on something thinking that that's the thing, because you can replace money with addiction of drugs. You could replace it with performance. You could replace it with achievement. You could replace it with failure. Like the mind can play both spectrums and it could play lifetimes in both spectrums. So, beloved, we were sharing about what people can call challenges, but really is our our invitation of embodiment that we don't have to practice anything. The practice is already done, just surrendering to what shows up. So, not a coincidence. And we have the confirmation here live. We were talking about how our computers have been shutting down. And Michael had so much resistance with technology because when Michael started using technology, like over more than 10 years ago, we would have the computer buzz in and out. We would have the computer shut down. We would have, like just glitches and things like that. And what we would say before is we would say, oh my gosh, the Matrix is attacking us again. It does not want this message to come out. And we would judge and judge and judge. But then throughout that process, we started realizing, because the story is when we were in prison, we wanted to fight the government. And then we realized that it was destroying us without even touching us. Then we realized it was us. It was never the government. It was never something outside of us. So if you think something is happening to you, ask yourself, who's the one that's thinking that? Who's the one that's vibrating that? It's you. So when you could take responsibility of this, then it's game over. And the game is just beginning, right? So when we would do that, we'd be like, oh my gosh, wait a minute. So like there was this one time that a plane was flying over us and we got so upset because we were in the middle of a video. And in the video, we're like, are you freaking serious? And our face morphed. Are you freaking serious? Like we were just mad. And then we stopped, we said, and the ego came in a little bit. Oh my gosh, you're on live. People are watching you. That's the ego check, right? People are watching you. Like, oh, your ego is so important, right? Instead of really being present with it, right? So then that moment, we're like, wait a minute. And because we've been working with so much anger, and let me tell you, that's where the tumor was repressed. Just so people know, we meditated on it, we reflected on it, we brought it with presence, and it was the anger. So the anger, it created a tumor so it wouldn't destroy the vessel. So when we looked at that plane and we were like, oh, so angry at it, we said, wait a minute, why are we angry at the plane? It's not like he's flying over us and saying, hey, I'm going to disrupt your video. He has no idea what we're doing, right? So when we get out of our little self, we realize that nothing is really happening against us. Everything is happening for us, with us, as us. So thank you, beloved, because I know you wanted to share some things. What is going on in your world that we can share about resistance so that people can see the mirror that even though there's resistance is happening to the physical, to the mental construct, the vibrational, the I am, the presence is not wavered. That's the guarantee. And this is free for everyone. It's free for everyone.
That is true. It's basically about the experience. And when you start walking, like Michael and I have been, in the present moment, being 100% responsible for our own thoughts and feelings, things still come up because that's how we learn. Otherwise, it's very easy, like you said, to go off into the Himalayas, sit under a Bodhi tree, and just shut out everything. But it's about living in the matrix, which is our construct, and understanding the lessons that come with the waves, that come with the resistance, is the word that we should be using, because that's when we grow. Only when you have the stones clashing is there the spark of fire, and that's the energy of the universe. Energy isn't static. Energy is flowing. Energy is chaos. And to find that peace between things, between the moments, between the events, and still being present. And when Michael says, or when the avatar of Shiv shares the mind, he basically means that part of us that's gone and constructed this matrix, and it's a game that is playing with itself in the mind. The mind is it's an illusion. Oh, this is a reality. Are you going to give in to fear? Are you going to be present in the heart space with gratitude despite what's being presented to you, right? So but then that's the trick. That's where we learn to balance. Like I always talk about the infinity sign, and you have the inside on one curve and you have the outside on another curve, and then the meeting point is the heart space. To always remember that we are the I am, that we are present, and this whole thing is just a game we're playing with ourselves. Um, and then to basically learn discernment. What is a challenge and what is a lesson? What are we supposed to transmute and learn and therefore grow and evolve and expand and dissolve completely into surrender? And what is being a warning from the subconscious mind, as in we've created this trap, so beware that it's a trap. So that's the whole game, and then you learn to have fun in that and sort of surrendering to what the mind has constructed. um Michael was sharing about the tumor, which is the first time I've heard about it, so I'm processing that. And when you process in this heightened state of awareness, then of course first comes up an emotion, whatever it is, like surprise, fear,
Mm.
what, a whole bunch of what ifs and what does it mean and blah blah blah. But then that's the challenge, to basically come back to the present moment and accept it for what it is, so that one can experience what is happening through it. um and then the storm that came, and so the way that I've been, I've I think I am very successfully still being able to hold, being truly present. I'm in Denver right now, in the home of a very dear friend, Mimi, who is also the editor of my book, The Divine Mother's Final Chapter, Abracadabra. And when I started writing that book, no, not when I started writing, when I started thinking of actually writing the book, because the concept came 15 years ago, but the writing was about 2 years ago. And I kept on asking my husband and my friends that, are you sure you want it to be the end? Are you sure you want it to be the end? Because there was this part of me that knew when I started writing the final chapter, that would be the end. Um,
Mm.
so it's not surprising me that all these things are collapsing, especially as the convergence is coming nearer and nearer. And that
Yeah.
is why we haven't given in to any, like, oh, this is going to be an event and we're going to sell tickets and we're advertising it and marketing it and saying, everybody come, because it is the energy of Shiva and Shakti and the divine masculine and the divine feminine coming into one energetic space to allow consciousness to come into divine alignment. And it really isn't about the audience, because everything is shadows of ourselves. Um, so yes,
Yes.
there was a storm to disrupt where we were anticipating setting up things. So that was again, us trying to do things. Then my author copies were of the book were ordered last month to reach Michael's place, Michael and Cora's place on the 11th of September. And then it
Mm.
just poof, it makes noise. All the orders I have before
Yeah.
and after have all been delivered, all been fulfilled, except for the author copies. And I'm like, what? Because we were going to invite the Yuma community to come and meet me and get autographed copies. And then I was going to leave a bunch with Michael and Cora to send to people, as all plans of how you should do things, and again, poof, gone. Then my friend who was supposed to come with me, her dad's fallen sick, and now she's still coming, but she's only coming for a day. We don't know when she's coming, when she's going, how she's getting there. So again, I had to let go of that. Then then Michael and Cora are supposed to come pick me up. Suddenly they need to manifest new tires for their car. And I'm like, oh my God, I had the option of flying into Yuma, but no, I chose to fly into Phoenix because Michael was like, oh, we can come pick you up. And now
Mm.
I'm like 3 odd hours away thinking, how am I gonna get? So all of this to say is that I just feel that the intense power that this convergence represents on the 18th, which is a 9, on the 9th month, September, in the 9-year 2025. It's a very, very, very powerful portal. And Michael and I need to do nothing else but just be present. And the storm will rage on around us, and we just have to just be.
Yeah. And I
But you still
think,
got to come get me, Michael.
yes, we're manifesting. We are, we will. I am. One thing that we wanted to say is to what you were saying is that it reminds us, like everything that we touched on, and we didn't mean to shock you, Shakti, but I think it was relevant to really say to our mirrors that may be listening that, a lot of people are struggling and, even what we think is bad. I mean, there's people tied into machines that they need a machine to breathe. So it
Mm,
can it can get pretty adventurous in the resistance game. So appreciate what resistance you're experiencing because like we said last week or 2 weeks ago, it's kind of funny and it reminds us of the laughing Buddha because if the laughing Buddha was here incarnated in present form today, like it is, but we're saying like for people that believe that was the laughing Buddha, because it is within us all, um, is that it would be laughing at how serious we take life, but how we take it so much for granted at the same time. So when the story of the laughing Buddha is when he realized, like he went to the heights of consciousness, meaning he dissolved. When we say to the heights of consciousness, he dissolved all the illusions of mind, or as much as one can dissolve in physical form. Because when you dissolve everything, you disappear. You're nothing. You're back to pure source. So that being said, when he dissolved at that level or whatever level he dissolved at, he realized that it was funny how we take life so serious and we make it so hard, but yet it was like this awakening that I am beyond this life. Like I'm thinking I'm this little character. That was the funny thing. I'm thinking I'm this little character when I'm the whole universe smiling at itself. Like I mean, think about it. Why would source manifest through us as this? We see that throughout reality, and we're not attempting to speak for source because only it could speak for itself. But if we like just like dilute it, like not dilute it, but distill it down, excuse me, distill it down, we concentrate it, and we see how humans interact and how life and nature interacts. We see that nothing is created for empty space that's wasted space. Everything is a purpose for everything. Like even your existence, you may not think you're important, but your existence is contributing to a field you can't even imagine. And if your existence was not present, it would disrupt the field. Like everything is so perfect and so precise and so, I mean, just look at how everything operates. Everything operates with such perfection. So that being said, when Buddha looked from that place, he was like, "Oh my gosh, like I'm taking this so serious, and I'm making it something that it's not because when I surrender to it, I align with it." Like it's funny how I thought I was in charge, like all of these things, right? So when we talk about the resistance and all of these different things, it's funny how like even football season just opened up. Everybody's all about football season, and I'm not a football fan. Like Michael used to be a football fan, but when he realized like I'm giving my energy towards something that I'm not even getting to play, I'm not even getting to participate, and I'm investing in someone else's dream, not living my dream. That's what a fan is. You're fanning somebody's energy. Like, have you ever seen the Kings that they stood and they had the person that was going like this? This is what we're doing. We're fanning somebody else's dream. And that's okay, but if you're living your dream, are you living your life? And then like, okay, I have some time to experience or whatever. But if you're fanning somebody else's dream, not knowing who you are, like why? Like that is the question we need to ask ourselves. So let's bring this question to presence. How about that before we go? Because I know we're going to 30 minutes, so it's 24 minutes. Want to do
So
that?
we have 11 minutes left, but before you check in with presence, I want to speak into what you said. Um, that I just want to illustrate what you said with my present present experience, what I'm doing at this very moment. Like I mentioned, I am in Denver, which is a beautiful state, and we have the mountains and the horizon. You have the unconditional love that is Mimi and Patrick, and whilst these so-called resistances have been coming in my space in terms of like, oh, from Denver, I go to Yuma. So those are the plans that are coming up and the resistance is showing up. Yet at every moment, I'm completely present here with the love and with the plans that they're making to celebrate me, to celebrate life. We're going up into the Red Rocks. We're going into, we might even we're meeting friends that we met in Egypt, and every moment is full of joy and celebration. Yet at the same time, there's a resistance. So that's the moment of choice, that what you want to give into. Like, of course, so that is the demonstration, like I said, of things that we have shared on the podcast in Signal 1 and in Signal 2 in various different ways. Is what do you give your attention to? What is the choice that you make? So it's like, okay, there's this plan in Yuma, there's a pin in it, and that is great joy and celebration. But that joy and celebration will be participated in when we are there. For the present moment, we are here, and even if there's fear and resistance, that does not spoil this present moment. That does not spoil being present. That does not spoil being the I am right now in glorious abundance of that joy. And that is the laughing Buddha. That if I were right now to be like, oh my God, what's gonna happen when I get a Yuma? And if I was that's all I was talking to Patrick and Mimi about, and people do that. I used to do that before. My whole today would be spoiled because I'd just be like, should I cancel my trip? What's that? Da, 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 da. But no, I mean, sure, yes, there are things we have to dissolve in order to get past this great resistance that obviously is showing up because we have a very, 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 very powerful convergence coming up.
Yeah.
So to just be in that energy instead of fanning that energy right now. When we step into that energy, that's going to be like the stone going into the pond and the ripples will spread out. And that's all that we are responsible for. Nothing more and nothing less.
Yes. And just for a
Now we can
reminder,
talk to presence.
go ahead, say that again.
I said, now we can talk to presence.
Yes, before we do that, I just want to say we just want to share that for those of you that want to tune in to the after remember Vibrillionaire membership after party, it's happening at 10. Not sure if Shakti is going to be able to be present because I know you need to be present where you are. But if you, that's why come to the September Convergence. And if you're not able to join physically, we are going to have a portion online, not the whole event. So you won't get the whole event experience unless you come in person. So it's in Yuma, Arizona. And we're going to be sharing much more on that day because, for the record, we're not going to be going live next week on Saturday because we're going to be going on Thursday. So we're going to be going live on Thursday. We'll have the dates posted because we're still figuring out the time that's the best time because we don't want to do it too late where it's too hot because we're gonna it's our beautiful kitty. Um, so we'll post the details later. Um, but just so people get an idea. And even if you don't come physiologically, and we're even going to say, even if you don't join online, this is not about a physical thing. The September Convergence of Remembrance is for those that are dissolving the greatest stories, the greatest illusions, that are surrendering the greatest resistance, traps of the mind. Let's just call them that for basic forms, okay? Is the mental traps of the mind, even though it's not that, but we're not going to sit here and dissect it because, you know, basically it takes maturity to really swallow this wisdom. It's not like you could just hear it once and it's gonna be, it's too much. The mind will fight, the mind will resist. So that being said, mental traps is we're bringing this all together. So for those that are dissolving all of these layers of identity, these layers of programming, basically it's like rewiring your whole system. Um, these beings, these vessels represent millions of energy in one being. Because when you dissolve, you create space to be able to channel this type of energy. Like when Shakti says she's present, she's not just being present in her that when you let go of control, when you let go of performance, when you let go of pretending, when you let go of thinking you're in control, the whole universe shows up as you. So when we show up in this event, whether we have three, right? Or whether we have, like I was even speaking to the beautiful being that was helping us do the yard, Justin. Shout outs to that beautiful mirror, is that, you know, if we have too many people, we don't want too many people because the intimacy will be sort of robbed. So we want everyone to feel like they're home, they're one. And the more intimate that could be, the more beautiful it's going to be. So we're not looking for, 1,000 people of it. It is, but it isn't. It just, the point is this. We want it, we are manifesting it to be intimate, and those beings that are there are going to represent more. Like, let's just say if five people show up, those are 500 million people in that event. It's quality over quantity. And I know it may not make sense. It's like, what? Just think about if you have 2 million followers, but you have three great friends out of those followers. What good does it do to have 5 million followers, but you only can trust and hang out and really open up with three friends? The whole point is having people you can open up with, that you can be yourself with, that you.
So it happened again. I don't know if I'm live or Michael is live, but anyway, this is again a super confirmation. So 18th of September, in Yuma, Arizona, it's a small town. Just show up and we will find each other in the energetic versions of the I am. And we shall be going live together on one screen. So this resistance um, or this glitch or this message will be purely channeled. Thank you very much. Take care. Bye for now.